Hi guys, welcome to another 2-minute devotion with Dad. We're moving on to Mark chapter 14, and it's starting to turn into familiar times from our previous Devos. So Jesus is about to be betrayed, and it's leading into these areas. So just something that's jumped out at me this morning. I don't know if I spoke about this last time, but I'll do it today. So when Jesus is anointed at Bethany, it says, meanwhile, Jesus was in Bethany at the home of Simon, a man who had previously had leprosy. And while he was eating, the woman comes in and breaks a jar, anoints him, and the disciples scold her, and Jesus corrects them. Now, this morning, as I was reading, this guy Simon had previously had leprosy. And now Jesus is back in his house. And it occurred to me that the concept of Jesus, obviously in a previous time, has healed him, and Simon has stuck around. So Jesus didn't just heal him, move on, never see him again. He actually engaged with him socially. And that's quite profound, because I don't know if previously, Simon obviously was a social outcast at the time. He would have had to live outside the camp and outside the gate, and he couldn't touch anything. He was unclean, and so there were all these issues. But now that he's been healed, Jesus considered him still worthy of being around and doing things with. And I don't know about you, but I know I've had times in my life where you get caught up with, in a moment of, you have to, not just be with someone, but help someone or do something for or with someone that you would not desire to be around. They're either, there's something about this person that you either dislike, or they're just socially awkward, and it's not fun. And you sort of get through that moment and go, whoa, glad that's over, I can move on, and you can't wait to get out of the situation, and next thing you know, life is good again, because you survived the moment, whoo, don't have to go back. Well, not so with Jesus. He went into that socially awkward moment. He didn't just survive it, but he thrived by healing a person of his illness, and then transform that person's life to the point where he now chose to go back and spend time with him. And not only any old time, literally hours before he was about to be killed. So we're dealing with someone that Jesus actually invested into quite a bit, rather than just surviving his uncleanliness and moving on. So that's the challenge for you and me today, is who is it in our world that meets this kind of, I use the word criteria, but sort of description or whatever, where previously we would have gone, mate, I can't wait to get away from this person, or don't have to go back to that situation, to maybe we should be investing into that person and sowing more of Jesus into their lives. Now that's a challenge, because it kind of reflects a verse that I've read recently in Romans, and in verse 16, live in harmony with each other. Don't be proud to enjoy the company of ordinary people, or don't be too proud to enjoy the company of ordinary people, and don't think that you know it all. That's Romans 12:16, and it sort of has that feel to it, where Jesus, that's the Mark chapter 14. Jesus knew this guy previously, and he actually wanted to go back and spend time with him. And so here we are, where he's actually eating and reclining and enjoying a prolonged dinner, and that's where he's interrupted by the woman, who then he had time for, and that's another story by itself, because we know, like, she was most likely, possibly, a prostitute that had been restored. And it's not just this version, but there's other gospels that suggest that possibly. And they're all concerned about the oil that's been broken, all in their high and mighty pious attitude about, oh, give the money to the poor and all that. And Jesus is not concerned with the waste or the item itself. He's more concerned with the human experience. Firstly, of Simon, who he's gone back to enjoy the company of. And secondly, of this lady who has given all. There's actually another Devo in that. I'll probably do that next. But just wanted to just sort of flag this with you guys, just to say, hey, we should never ever be too good for anybody ever, anywhere on this planet, because these guys are souls too. Take away their name, take away everything, just de-identify. They are a soul. I kind of picture these little flames, like the flame represents that person's soul. That we're all flames. You know, some are burning bright, some are smoldering, some are simmering, some are just cruising along. But we're all souls, and we all need salvation. We all need forgiveness. We are all in the same need for Jesus' love and forgiveness and redemption. So I'll leave it there. Bless you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.